protect and balance smart growth and conservation strategies. Now in our second year, the Diamond Awards honor the remarkable accomplishments taking place across the region as we work together to realize a regional vision to promote urban centers connected through multimodal corridors while protecting our countryside landscapes and conservation areas. Each project, each program, each partner, from local governments to nonprofits to the private sector, contribute to the goal of improving lives for all Floridians, regardless of whichever sector is leading the work. Together, through efforts such as that we're celebrating today, we are creating opportunities to foster change and stewardship across the region for resilient, sustainable, diverse, and prosperous communities for generations to come. To get started, I'd like to recognize some special guests that we have here today. From Representative Valencia's office, we have Daniel and Idaya. Thank you for coming. And from Representative Bankston's office, Madison Wagner. She was able to. On behalf of the entire ECRPC board, I want to recognize our sponsors who have helped make today's event possible. We have Osceola County, Orange County's Environmental Protection Department, the Marine Resource Council, and the City of Groveland. Thank you all so much for helping to believe in the award process and all of our award winners today. I also want to obviously recognize the entire ECRPC team who played a huge role in bringing today's event to you, from reviewing every single application that came in to working in the background in order to make today's event possible. To each of you, thank you, and give them a round of applause. There's The RPC board continues to showcase their leadership through participation in a number of activities and programs at the RPC. From hosting board meetings at Seminole State College, where we were able to tour their automotive and first responder programs, as well as at Silver Springs, where we were blessed with a glass bottom boat ride, to participating and contributing in the R2C's Leadership Summit, through speaking engagements, and as expert panelists. The RPC board continues to lead by working together to find regional solutions and opportunities for our communities. Finally, the board's formal support of the regionally significant Lake to Lagoon grant helped to yield $25 million from the U.S. Department of Agriculture in support of conservation efforts in Volusia, Lake, and Flagler counties. The RPC would not be able to accomplish the tremendous work we undertake every day and engage with our elected leaders, agency and local government staff, academics, and many others without our outstanding team. I'm proud to announce that in October of 2023, Michelle Chakowski, our Emergency Preparedness Director, achieved the status of a Certified Emergency Manager by the International Association of Emergency Managers. This is the highest level certification and is only held by 132 in Florida and 2,000 worldwide. We are also honored to have our Economic Development Director, Luis Nieves-Ruiz, among the Orlando Business Journal's 2023 Diversity in Business Award honorees. These two individuals, along with a talented team at the Regional Planning Council, collaborate internally and externally to produce award-winning projects. 3 of our projects were awarded the 2023 Allison Woolbrook NATO Impact Award, which highlights creative approaches at advancing economic development and increasing our knowledge of the region's ever-changing challenges. The 3 projects include the Palm Bay Economic Development Strategy, the Low Impact Implementation Guidebook and Volusia County Ordinance Recommendations, and our Regional Risk and Vulnerability Assessment. Over the past year, our team has been busy, and moving forward, as you will hear, our team has been busy in each program area of the RPC, working on a variety of projects, expanding our programs, and securing new grant dollars for the region and our communities. The Emergency Preparedness team had their work cut out for them, as they not only had to continue performing their normal trainings, classes, plan writing, they were also tasked with training all of Florida's USAR teams. So last year, our East Central Florida Regional Planning Council trained over 600 first responders in our region and across the state. From our Regional Resilience Collaborative, growing to 44 partners, with Marion County and the $1 million National Science Foundation Civic Award for the City of Cape Canaveral in partnership with the RPC, Stetson University, Embry-Riddle, and IFAS to the Military Installation Resilience Review Project with the Department of Defense and a 4-year EPA Climate Pollution Reduction Grant. We have our work cut out for us. The RPC continues to engage with our local, state, and federal partners in prioritizing strategic investments in building a diversified economy, promoting programs that foster community and economic development. I will close by saying that we cannot accomplish all we do without the support of our board and partners like you. To each of you, thank you, and we look forward to continuing to support and serve the East Central Florida region. And now I'd like to introduce our MC for the day, the 2024 East Central Florida Regional Planning Council Chair, Commissioner Julian Green from the City of Wildwood.
Good morning, everyone. Is this mic working? Yes, it is. Thank you, Tara. Thank you to everyone who has joined us today. It is my privilege, well, take that back. Is it your privilege or is it my privilege? It's my privilege. It is always my privilege to gather and recognize the outstanding achievements of people who make such a difference across our vast region. The past 5 years have been anything but quiet and predictable, but today is about celebrating successes, celebrating the success in our region. And I want to start by thanking all the elected officials, city, county staff, and others who have taken time out of their busy schedule. Also, I want to recognize also the executive committee members that also helped me to do the job that I'm doing. Councilmember Jake Johansson, Commissioner Doug Shields, Commissioner Craig Curry, and also Commissioner Peggy Coleman. And one of the most important persons, Tara McHugh. She's our leader. I started my term as chair at our November meeting at the beautiful home of the Silver Spring State Park. Now today we are here in this gorgeous facility here. For 2 days, leaders from around the region convened with national and regional experts to discuss actionable next steps in our endeavors to remain as environmental and economically resilient as possible. While there are plenty of places dedicated to be inspired, but few are inspiring as the Rocky Garden at the Kennedy Space Center. If you have not been there, you must go and check that out. Walking among the Rockies, many of which landed from the various spaceports, provided a unique lens through which I reflected upon my recent sitting as the chair. The EPC began in response to Florida landing the site competition for what we know now as Kennedy Space Center. With thousands of high-skilled technical jobs soon to be created, it was a previously rural agriculture area where local visionaries saw what could be today. The massive undertaking of building the world's most technical, advanced air and spaceport, all while building out the day-to-day demands of the massive population project demands, caused state leaders to create the ECRPC, which we are. The state's second oldest regional planning council after the Temple. Not long after the creation of the ECRPC, a different type of vision came to our area. Can you guess what it was? Walt Disney World. Exactly. Walt Disney World. Then soon, simply as the Florida Project, promised to have as large of an impact as the region than any to come. Bedroom communities and tide economies saw the RPC grow to 6 counties, stretching from the framed racetracks of Volusia County down to the world-class cruise port in Brevard, and through the rural lands of Eastern Seminole and Osceola and theme parks and bedroom communities in Orange and Lake. The East Central Florida region saw many noteworthy additions, some like the Epcot Center. Also, we saw many built personal terminals at OIA, Orlando International Airport. And also, which by the way, they were honored as well. Those projects and early awards gave a snapshot of the innovation, vision, and the local leaders had in shaping our region through the last half of the century. The ECRPC boundaries continue to expand as we welcome none other Suffolk County in 2016, and that's where Wildwood is housed in Suffolk County. And also Marion County as well in 2016. Shortly after, not only expanding our extent of agriculture and industrial, also shifting our demographics with the villages through continue to highlight the diversity of the area. By the time Sumter joined the East Central Florida RPC in 2016, I was already active in the city of Wildwood. I was already a part of the board of the Sumter County Municipal Representatives. Having served on the ECRPC, I then ventured into the executive committee for much of the time. I've been able to engage in dialogue and problem solving with leaders across the region, ensuring our region from other areas is being heard. From our beaches to our horse farms, continue to realize our regional vision to conserve and protect our countryside, as well as enhance and connect our vibrant and economic diverse urban areas with the multi-class of our transportation hubs that are around this great area. Early in my time on the executive committee, I saw how the day-to-day operation of the Planning Council, now serving a region of 4.5 million residents with a weekly visitation population that's larger than the greater Jacksonville area. We helped shape our region through engaging and changing, making conversation and bringing new opportunities and innovations across sectors. And during my time as chair, I looked to provide steady leadership focused on 4 main goals. Increasing the recognition of the RPC, and is also committing the RPC to maintaining relevance. And in our ever-evolving region, we are also restoring the efforts previously impacted by our former shocks to our states. This starts with two-fold tasks of being ready and relevant. None of us could include comprehensive and strategic plans to realize the local and regional vision while positioning themselves to seize opportunity around emergency workforce industries and protecting our natural resources. Equipped with valuable data, insight, and the largest in mapping tools, the RPC is working to ensure our region is prepared for the economic, lifestyle, environmental shifts predicted to occur throughout our region and the world. We look into 2024 with immense new projects at the RPC that will help our region's military installations, supporting communities to be better prepared. And similarly, the ECRPC have been working with many of our partners to update and implement various plans, including comprehensive and strategic plans to recognize the local and regional visions, while positioning themselves to seize opportunity around emerging workforce and industries, protect our natural resources, and plan a physical, sustainable manner. In my time serving as a commissioner in one of the fastest growing communities in the nation, that's a plug, y'all. I've had the pleasure of speaking with current and future residents about what they believe we must do to ensure our region continues to be such a desirable place to call home. While each community works to achieve their goals in its own way, we face many of the same challenges. Only through regional knowledge and sharing and unified vision will we recognize our region's full potential. These wars are a vital part of that mission, to Today, we will celebrate the best of the best from across our region. We hope these awards bring awareness to these noteworthy projects and innovative ideas in housing data that process and interprets, and not only interpret, but provide stewardship, resilience, and education that are shared. Over 15 years ago, the RPC undertook one of the largest regional vision exercises in state history. Through engagement with over 20,000 local residents, the 4 pillar priorities arose: conservation, economic centers with walkability and a mixture of housing types, improving the connectivity throughout and into the region, and finally, maintaining the region's rich heritage of agriculture and rural enclaves. These 4 priorities, as laid out by the region's citizens, are the basis for the awards that we're celebrating today. Across 6 award categories, we will hear about efforts that are making a difference in our region, followed by a panel discussion with our representatives from each area. The award celebrates our community, recognizes the nonprofits, the academics, business, and leaders across our region. Please take the opportunity today to ask questions, engage with our panel, most importantly, push forward with these ideas and lessons that first sparked because of today. And as sparks becomes ideas, eventually projects or programs, remember that the RPC remains ready and resilient for whatever the visions of our region, of what we call, or what we all become. Members dream up next. Together we will continue to keep our region one of the places where our children and our future generations will be proud to call home. Thank you for joining us, and we hope today is inspiring for you. And now for our awards. I'll announce the awards as the brief project summary is played. Please come up and accept your award, and please feel free to say a few words. And also, please pause so we can take that picture. And after accepting your Diamond Award, we'll have a panel discussion afterwards. So as Tara comes forth, of awards is known as the Excellent Class, since each of these projects exhibit a superb approach to the category in which you feature. The 5 categories are built out of the vision formulated from engaging with more than 20,000 local residents. Our first Excellent Class Award to be honored today is our Health and Equity Award, which showcases work in the realm of equity health as well as demographics and cross-generational lifestyle changes. This year's winner for Health and Equity is awarded to Peace and Justice Institute Resilient Network Project. Congratulations.
Organized a conference for local leaders to address the profound impacts of adverse childhood experiences, trauma, and toxic stress. The conference served as a catalyst for the Resilience Network, a thriving community of more than 600 individuals representing over 300 organizations that provide a holistic, interdisciplinary, multidimensional approach to addressing some of the root causes of many of the challenges our communities face. The network comprises of professionals from 9 critical sectors, including business, child welfare, criminal justice, education, faith, government, nonprofit, health and wellness, and public safety. The Resilience Network's impact extends well beyond fostering connections. It has developed and implemented multiple evidence-based training programs that have reached over 5,000 community members, with a ripple effect that extends outwards from individuals to the wider community, demonstrating the network's dedication to systemic change. Through workshops, the Resilience Network has been able to demonstrate across sectors how challenges such as worker absenteeism, high turnover, workplace stress, burnout, decreased productivity, and other issues may be linked to trauma and adverse childhood experiences. Through the Resilience Network's Why Being Trauma-Informed Matters training, community members and professionals gain practical tips about approaches that can be adopted in different environments to support the holistic well-being and mental health of all individuals within an organization. Funding for the Resilience Network is a result of the partnership with multiple organizations such as Orange County Sheriff's Office, the City of Orlando, Rollins College, Orlando Health, Florida Blue, and many others. We honor the Peace and Justice Institute for their transformative power of the Resilience Network and celebrate their dedication to building a more socially resilient future for Central Florida.
Second on behalf of the Institute is Sophia Assadry.
Okay, so I want them to stay right there, that whole team. There's a reason why we're all up here. My name is Rachel Allen. I'm the Executive Director of the Peace and Justice Institute. And we are the conveners of the Resilience Network. And the reason we're all here together is because this is a deeply collaborative effort. Because in order to change the way we treat each other and how we function here in Central Florida, in our region, it will take all of us across multiple sectors in a what's called a collective impact model. So over here we have public safety, health, child welfare, nonprofit, faith, represented in the work that we're doing. And so I'm very proud of this effort because as we've learned the neuroscience and brain development, we know now that it's important to ask not what's wrong with you that you're behaving that way or reacting to this difficulty in front of us, but what happened to you? And that we can become a more kind and resilient community where instead of punishing, expelling, and incarcerating people, we can pull people into community and help to heal and transform. And I want to honor Sophia Assadry, who is standing here, because she is the leader of this work, the manager of the Resilience Network. And it is her deep resilience, grace, incredible intellect, and awesome organizational skills that allow this work to prosper in Central Florida. So thank you to the Planning Council. Thank you to my friends and partners. The PJI board is here represented. You mean everything, and we appreciate this.
Great work. Our next award celebrates innovative places that improves the region through placemaking. Last year saw the award go to my hometown of Wildwood in Suffolk County. This year, the Innovative Place Award goes to a community just across the line from Sumter County, Groveland, Florida, which is being honored for the Dark Sky Initiative and becoming the first dark sky community in the southeastern U.S. Congratulations, Groveland. And accepted on behalf of Groveland is Andrew Landis. Good morning.
Light pollution, a growing problem worldwide, not only obscures the beauty of the stars above, but also disrupts the systems of the natural world. In a significant step toward protecting the environment, Groveland is leading the fight against light pollution and has become the first dark sky community in Florida. Recognizing the detrimental effects of light pollution on human health, wildlife, and the environment, Groveland launched a mission to reclaim its night sky through a multi-pronged dark sky initiative. The city hosted numerous outreach initiatives for the new program and engaged citizen scientists to collect baseline data on night sky quality. These steps helped foster a sense of shared responsibility. In August 2022, after extensive research, planning, and community engagement, the Groveland City Council adopted a robust dark sky lighting ordinance that requires all new development.
While we're trying to get that fixed, I guess.
Light pollution, a growing problem worldwide, not only obscures the beauty of the stars above, but also disrupts the systems of the natural world. In a significant step toward protecting the environment, Groveland is leading the fight against light pollution and has become the first dark sky community in America. Recognizing the detrimental effects of light pollution on human health, wildlife, and the environment, Groveland launched a mission to reclaim its night sky through a multi-pronged dark sky initiative. The city hosted numerous outreach initiatives for the new program and engaged citizen scientists to collect baseline data on night sky quality. These steps helped foster a sense of shared responsibility. In August 2022, after extensive research, planning, and community engagement, the Groveland City Council adopted a robust dark sky lighting ordinance that requires all new developments to be dark sky compliant and all city-owned lighting to be compliant within 5 years, with residents having 10 years to retrofit exterior lighting. Groveland received approval of its application to the Dark Sky Places program to obtain the community certification on June 20th, 2023. The program seeks to educate and encourage other local governments to join the effort by adopting similar policies for dark sky lighting. The impact of Groveland's initiative has been profound. Residents can now enjoy the breathtaking spectacle of a star-studded sky, and the city has experienced positive environmental benefits. The reduced light pollution benefits nocturnal wildlife, protects ecosystems, and contributes to a more sustainable future. Groveland's Dark Sky Initiative is a shining example of what can be achieved when a community unites behind a common cause, prioritizes the natural world, and embraces innovative solutions. Due to their leadership on this important issue, Groveland was awarded the 2024 East Central Florida Diamond Award for Innovative Places. This recognition underscores the community's groundbreaking approach and serves as an inspiration for other cities aiming to combat light pollution and protect the wonder of the night sky.
Thank you very much to the Planning Council. I spent 10 years working for the East Central Florida Regional Planning Council under Commissioner Constantine's leadership part of that time, and working alongside Tara and Michelle and Luis. And I can't be more proud of my years there and the work that the council does. In Groveland, we're working with the council on a number of levels right now, emergency preparedness, brownfields, and other projects as well, JPA. Anyhow, the Dark Sky Initiative has been a wonderful project for our community. It checks a lot of different boxes. We've been recognized with several awards, but this one's particularly sweet for us. It was the first one we really wanted to win, and we have a whole group of people involved in this project. I'm humbled by my position as kind of the quarterback of this team, that it's really started before I came to Groveland. We had community members like Marty Proctor, who's over there with the mustache. He and others were championing dark sky policies, and our city council, our mayor, Evelyn Wilson, is here. We have city council manager Szyzinski and city councilwoman Dina Sweat here. When she was on the council, and Mayor Wilson, they were championing these things before I arrived. I just kind of took this and married up community members with some students I teach at Rollins College, and they were a big partner in this. And we'll talk about our partners when we do the panel, but we have a bunch of our current staff and former staff here today as well. So thank you, everybody. We really appreciate this award.
I asked the mayor to come up and talk about something that I was going to talk about, but I think she could do a better job at it.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting us and for this beautiful award. I am so proud of Groveland and our team. I tell them all the time they make me look good. They really do. But I want to invite all of you to our Star Party, which is next week, Friday, March 8th. And it's being held at Cherry Lake Tree Farm in Groveland. It's from 5:30 to 10 p.m. It'll have food trucks and kids activities, There'll be stargazing equipment, number of things. We had our first one last year where there were 700 people that showed up. Unfortunately, the weather didn't hold out, but we still had a great time. There are flyers outside on the big credenza out there. Please take one, and we hope to see you there. It's going to be a great evening. Thank you.
The first few years,
Thank you, Ruth, and once again, congratulations. The Regional Prosperity Board's projects and initiatives that bring back economic growth to our region, workforce development, and cross-generational wealth building. And when I call you guys a winner, we're going to let your 30-second infomercial play, and then we'll ask that you guys come up, so that way everyone gets to hear and all attention is on that. So today's winner do just that through the Osceola Prosperity Program in partnership with Valencia. Congratulations, Osceola County.
the first few years of the 2020s were extremely challenging, but amidst the challenging times, stories of resilience and commitment to community well-being emerged. One such story took place in Osceola County, Florida, where an initiative called Osceola Prosper was launched to ensure that students could continue their education despite the pandemic's disruptions. Osceola Prosper is a groundbreaking program initiated by Osceola County. Recognized that the pandemic could pose potential roadblocks to graduating seniors, county leaders leveraged available federal funds to offer full tuition scholarships to Valencia College and Osceola Technical College for eligible high school graduates in the county. This innovative initiative aimed to tackle two critical issues: ensuring educational accessibility and investing in the future workforce of Osceola County. Its impact was immediate and profound. More than 50% of graduating seniors took advantage of the Osceola Prosper program. This high rate stands as a testament to the program's design, execution, and the community's collective commitment to its students' future. The ripple effects of Osceola Prosper are far-reaching. By removing the financial barrier to higher education, the program has empowered hundreds of young minds to pursue their academic and professional aspirations. This translates to a revitalized local workforce equipped with the skills and knowledge to contribute meaningfully to the county's continued growth and prosperity. Therefore, it is with immense pride that we present Osceola Prosper with this year's Regional Prosperity Award. This program stands as a shining example of visionary leadership, innovative solutions, and a deep commitment to fostering a community where education thrives, even in the most challenging times.
On behalf of Osceola County, as Commissioner Brandon Arlington.
Keep on theme with everyone. If I could invite everyone to come up to the stage right now. It would just be a great way to go. But seriously, I want to thank y'all so much for recognizing the efforts of Osceola County and our partnership with Valencia, and also our local school district, OTEC, that provides technical training. We started this program in 2022 for the first group of graduates because we had seen our post-secondary education rates fall off a cliff because of the pandemic. We had done a lot to raise us up from 64th to 19th in the state, and then once the pandemic hit, we fell back down to about 67. And that's a big deal, because if you do not have a qualified workforce, it is hard to recruit high-paying jobs. So I'll be honest, I get a double benefit. I get to change the outlook of families and our community forever, because we've got first-generation families where education is not an important factor. And if we can change that mindset, get those kids educated, we've changed their path in their family forever. And second, we've cut down the financial burden on those kids, and we've made ourselves a much better opportunity for higher paid jobs where I can lift the median wage, grow our property values, and make Osceola County a better place. And I couldn't do it, once again, without Valencia's partnership, OTEC, but specifically our county commission, We have a great county commission that works together. We all have different priorities, but we cohesively work together to make things happen. I've got Commissioner Chowdhury here, who's been a great source of moving the needle, specifically with homeless issues, and helping us move this education platform along as well. Thank you guys so much for your time, and look forward to taking questions from you.
Congratulations. The Regional Prosperity Award honors projects and initiatives that bring back economic growth to the region, workforce development, and cross-generational wealth building. Today's winners do just that through the Osceola Prosper. I'm sorry. Nobody stop me! Page has changed. Our next award is the Conservation and Countryside highlights efforts to conserve our natural resources and ensure positive impacts on our regional's rural community. Today's winner is years in the making. Congratulations to FDOT District 5 for being awarded this year's Conservation and Countryside Award for the Wakiba Parkway section. Okay, dang. Wakaiba. Y'all better ever mess up Wildwood. My mistake everywhere. Wakaiba.
The Wakaiba Parkway, particularly Section 6, represents a monumental shift towards sustainable development, seamlessly integrating progress with environmental stewardship. Decades of meticulous planning and partnerships have culminated in a beltway that prioritizes ecological harmony, gracefully traversing protected areas of the majestic Wakaiba River, a designated National Wild and Scenic River. In summer of 2022, the Florida Department of Transportation finished building this more than 6-mile stretch through largely rural and natural areas from the Camp Challenge Road in Sorrento to the Longwood Markham Road in Sanford. Section 6 abuts some of the 3,400 acres of land that were purchased from conservation as part of Parkway development and incorporates one of the nation's largest wildlife crossings for safe passage of diverse species between critical sanctuaries like Seminole State Forest, Rock Springs Run State Reserve, and Lower Wakaiba River Reserve. At 3,900 feet in length, the Wakaiba Parkway Wildlife Crossing at Rock Springs Run Reserve is the second longest span built specifically for the safe passage of animals in the state. The Parkway's signature feature is the new, much higher bridges over the Wakaiba River. With no piers in the protected waterway, over 3 bridges allow wildlife to pass along the riverbanks and safely under track. The higher bridges also enhance the experience for kayakers and canoeists enjoying the river. Additionally, construction practices in Section 6 employed innovative techniques to minimize disruption to the delicate environment. Prefabricated bridge sections reduced on-site work, while specialized equipment minimized noise and dust pollution, and a top-down construction eliminated equipment entering the river. The Wakaiba Parkway, particularly Section 6, serves as a beacon for future infrastructure projects. It demonstrates that by carefully considering ecological factors, employing innovative solutions, and prioritizing sustainability throughout the construction process, we can build infrastructure that benefits both communities and the environment. This is why the Wakaiba Parkway Section 6 was selected as this year's Conservation and Countryside Award.
Wakaiba Parkway Section 6 award goes to the FDOT D5. Come on up, and Mo Hanson will be accepting and providing a speech.
My name is Mo Hassan. I'm with the District 5 FDOT. I'm really honored to accept this award on behalf of DOT and District 5. It's not only the 3 of us who made this project happen, it's a lot of people. And Commissioner Constantine was instrumental with initiating and planning and making this project become a reality for everyone. We complete that belt around Orlando, 100 miles around Orlando. We actually transformed the way people, use transportation and how we transport people and goods in San Francisco. It's a big project with a regional impact. So thank you, everybody, and I have Mary here to say something.
Obviously, one of the big parts of the Wekiwa Park that makes it so unique are these environmental protections that were unprecedented through some extensive engagement through hundreds, if not thousands of folks over the years in their input and how we protect that precious jewel that is the Wekiwa River Basin. So to help celebrate the opening of that, we are having a community festival this Saturday from 8 to 12 for our partners in Lake County at their Neighborhood Lakes Trailhead. So I'll put some flyers up front. We hope to see you there.
Congratulations again, and note to self, it's Wekiwa. This next award is new this year. Last year's inaugural Diamond Award saw many excellent applicants who were harnessing tech and data in novel ways. While these projects were each noteworthy, some did not necessarily win their respective categories. This led to the discussion of adding a new category, Big Tech and Technology, to better highlight these innovative uses of technology and data. This year's inaugural award goes to High Tide for the Arkley tool.
Recognizing the growing threat of sea level rise and the critical need for informed decision-making, Arkley emerged as a revolutionary flood risk data system available to all. Developed by Winter Haven-based tech startup High Tide Intelligence, Arkley is poised to transform coastal resilience efforts across Florida by helping homeowners and government officials in understanding the economic impact of flooding for vulnerable buildings. The East Central Florida Regional Planning Council is proud to have been High Tide's first partner in the project that became the cornerstone for what is now known as Arkley. High Tide identified a surge in demand for accessible flood risk data following Hurricane Ian's devastating impact. This insight fueled the development of Arkley, a robust, user-friendly, mobile-forward platform that's now accessible for anyone to use, featuring over 100 coastal flood maps and comprehensive economic impact information for all coastal Florida counties. Arkley's innovative business model goes beyond just collecting data. It leverages referrals to flood insurance and mitigation service providers, ensuring its financial sustainability and growth alongside its positive impact. By adopting this self-sustaining approach, Arkley guarantees the long-term accessibility of crucial information for individuals and communities alike. Since its launch in 2023, Arkley has already gathered over 30,000 users, empowering them to make informed decisions regarding their flood risk. The publicly available data has significantly impacted vulnerable coastal areas such as Brevard and Volusia counties. Arkley is currently being utilized in projects across the East Central Florida region, moving data to inland communities. High Tide's dedication to innovation and the subsequent creation of Arkley make them the deserving first recipient of the East Central Florida Regional Planning Council's Excellence in Big Data and Technology Award.
Second, on behalf of High Tide, is Adrian Santiago Tate.
Thank you, everybody. I'm very honored to receive this award today on behalf of High Tide Intelligence. And Arkley was built by a very small but mighty team, and I want to thank them today for all their hard work. But first, I would be remiss if I did not thank my mom, whose sacrifice enabled all of this. Here today are Rob and Julia. Thank you both so much for everything you do. And not today are the two Noahs that made Arkley possible. So I just want to emphasize that Arkley, a flood risk data app, was built by two Noahs, Dr. Noah Dewar and Noah Davis. And I could not be more grateful for this team. Our company's mission is to accelerate sea level rise adaptation and flood mitigation with data-driven technology. And the East Central Florida Regional Planning Council has been a catalyst on our journey. They were our first client years ago when I was on my own bootstrapping this company in my mom's garage, basically. We did our first project for the town of Ponce Inlet, a small vulnerability assessment. We are now in the process of finalizing risk assessment for the whole region. I'm very thankful to the whole team, to Tara, Jennifer, and Josh, and Brenda, who's not here today, who I really enjoy working with. And again, thank you for the support.
Thank you to all of our excellent class award winners. As a reminder, representation from each of the winning projects will join us shortly for a panel discussion that will include a brief Q&A. I now bring back Tara to announce the winner of the Executive Award. I also want to acknowledge this year is an important one for us in the council, which is part of our 20th century anniversary with the council. Led so many of the ECRPC, Tara settled in. Wait a minute, Tara, you get an award. Just had to check. Tara started as an intern while completing her master's as fit in Brevard County. So let us give an award. Why I keep saying that? There's something about that. Let us give Tara a round of applause for her service with the RPC.
So thank you so much, Commissioner Green. Thank you to everyone. So yes, I'm celebrating my 20th anniversary with the Regional Planning Council this year. So I'm so proud of all the work that the RPC has done, how transformative projects we have worked on, and again, can't do it without any of you. So thank you to all of you. We are so proud of our winners today and all the phenomenal applications that were submitted. Of course, we wish we could give one to everybody because everybody is having a tremendous impact on this region. I will tell you that reviewing and scoring and picking a winner for these awards is definitely not for the faint of heart because they're all just amazing. But I do get to choose one project, or one application, one award just by myself. And that is the Executive Award. Last year, I chose one from a private consulting firm that worked on a health plan for Metro Plan. And so what I choose, it could change from year to year of what I'm looking for, but these projects stand out for one reason or another. So this year, I would like to say that housing, data analysis, water resilience, educational attainment, they're all being recognized today, and they're all parts of important conversations going on across the region. But in my mind, without the protection of our natural environment and our open space for our water, air, food security, habitat, and other ecosystem services, our region would be unsustainable for future generations. So for this reason, I wanted to celebrate the excellent work and impact taking place in Orange County's Environmental Protection Department's Green Place program and their efforts to protect our important open space and natural resources for now and in the future. Congratulations.
Orange County's Green Place program was established in the 1990s and has protected more than 23,000 acres of sensitive lands by using resourceful funding strategies and partnerships to navigate unpredictable funding streams. The successes of the Orange County Green Place program have been recognized by many, including the Board of County Commissioners, which, because of its success and importance, made a commitment to the program of $100 million in 2022. This investment aims to double the acreage of protected sensitive lands by 2030, ensuring a brighter future for Orange County. The program's impact is multidimensional. It not only conserves natural spaces and safeguards wildlife habitats and promotes biodiversity, these conserved lands enhance nature-based recreational opportunities, protects vital water resources, supports sustainable and diverse economic growth, and enriches residents' lives with educational, health, and cultural experiences. Every land acquisition decision within the Green Place program is guided by robust scientific expertise and active community involvement. Collaborations with Florida Natural Areas Inventory, the Green Place Advisory Board, and citizen input ensure that acquired lands maximize environmental benefits and public value, guaranteeing responsible and impactful growth. With historic levels of funding and continued dedication by the county and multiple partners, including state agencies, adjacent counties and cities, land trusts, and faith-based organizations, the Green Place program is poised to make significant strides toward doubling its protected acreage by 2030. This achievement will create a lasting legacy for Orange County and the region, ensuring a healthier, more sustainable future for generations to come. In recognition of its previous and future contributions to the region, Orange County's Green Place program has been awarded this year's Executive Award of Regional Impact.
It's my honor to finish out the presentation. All right. Next track.
Don't be shy, don't be shy.
We're getting it done.
Accept this award on behalf of Orange County and the Green Place program. It's truly a privilege to offer our residents enhanced options to experience and enjoy the nature of the Central Florida. So this award would not be possible, or the Green Place program, without the commitment of Mayor Cummings and our Board of County Commissioners. And I'd like to recognize Commissioner Moore and Commissioner who are here with us today. And again, thank you for this recognition. It means a lot to me and my fellow colleagues, but more importantly, it recognizes our efforts to preserve our natural resources so that we can remain a viable and resilient community for our current and future residents. Thank you so much.
Now it's my honor to finish out the presentation of the honor segment of today's event by giving some background on why this project was awarded the Brilliant Award of Regional Innovation. This award, the highest honor of the Diamond Awards, recognizes a person, project, or program that is tackling an issue or issues in a new way. Today's honoree is one of over 10,000 local residents secure stable housing while also working to better streamline the process needed for local residents to access much needed resources for more than a decade. Family Promise of Brevard has worked to lessen the barriers low to moderate income families face when looking at housing, workforce training, child care, and other costly requirements. In 2020, the opportunity arose for Family Promise of Brevard to take over an old firehouse in Cocoa, creating a community resilience hub, while with classroom space, community resources, and event space as well. Let us give a big round of applause to the Family Promise of Brevard for their work as the community quarterback in helping realize the Firehouse Project.
In a community where 73% of residents face housing insecurity, a vacant firehouse along a bustling bus route stood as a stark symbol of decay. However, where others saw blight, Family Promise of Brevard saw potential. Embarking on an ambitious journey, they partnered with the City of Cocoa, community leaders, and with a tenacious spirit transformed this firehouse into a vibrant community hub, a beacon of hope, a place-based approach to elevate families out of poverty. The central location on a major transit line was ideal to deliver their proven shelter, prevention, and stabilization housing services, co-locate essential agencies that provide health, income, and education services, and feature a large community classroom to provide on-site access to education and certification opportunities that help residents increase their economic mobility, building a talent pipeline that addresses barriers to attaining a living wage. In the face of the pandemic, family homelessness referrals surged by a staggering 450%, highlighting the critical need for their vision. Undeterred, Family Promise persevered, leveraging federal CARES funds, partnerships, and unwavering community support to fuel the project at a total cost of $2 million. Today, the Firehouse Project stands as a testament to their dedication, offering essential resources for those grappling with housing instability, health challenges, and economic struggles. The impact of the efforts Family Promise and their partners is truly transformative. By focusing on prioritizing community-driven collaborations that leverage existing resources rather than recreating services that already exist, they've stabilized and improved the lives of over 10,000 residents by 2023, which is an incredible 566% increase compared to 2020. Their commitment to community well-being has not gone unnoticed. This award signifies more than just recognition. It speaks volumes about the transformative power of collaboration, unwavering purpose, and a deep commitment to the community. The Firehouse Project stands as a testament to what can be achieved when a community unites to turn crisis into opportunity, offering a pathway to stability and brighter tomorrows for the most in need. In recognition of their pivotal role as the community quarterback in the success of the Firehouse Project, they have been awarded the prestigious 2024 Brilliance Award of Regional Excellence, which is the highest honor of the East Central Florida Diamond Awards.
I was so inspired by watching that. I am ready to do another one. So I hope that any questions you have today, I'd love to answer for you. But in March of 2020, I literally called up Doug Holton, who is on the stage. He's a longtime volunteer with us, former board chair. And I said, hey, I'm standing in front of Firehouse number 1. This is a building that had leaky roof, asbestos, wood termites. It was falling down, but it was the most beautiful building that I had ever seen because it was in the greatest need zip code in our community. And I saw the vision that we could create this into a service hub that would help not only stabilize families in a housing crisis, but also elevate them. And I called Doug and I said, hey, I think that I have this idea. We could renovate this firehouse and turn it into this awesome service hub. And he said, did somebody give you a firehouse? And I said, no. And then I said, not yet. And then he said, do we have any money to do something or a project like this? And I said, not yet. I go, but what if we did? And I just came into it at that. We were so committed to moving into this zip code, to changing how our services were being delivered, and bringing alongside us partners that were missing in healthcare, childcare, career, and education in that zip code. None of it would have been possible without the partnership with the City of Cocoa. Stockton Witten is the city manager. Matt Fuhrer was the interim city manager when we started the project. And it was 3 years of perseverance. I literally carried around magic beans that I said, if you help us, water these and plant them in the soil, we will grow something amazing. Last year, next week, we're about to celebrate 1 year in the firehouse. We will have served 2,500 families this past year. It is a model that works. I'd love to bring it other places in Central Florida. So thank you for this honor. I absolutely share it with the City of Cocoa. None of it would be possible without the donation of the firehouse for 20 years. We look forward to continuing to work together and help families facing a housing crisis.
Dynamic instruction book for Spaceship Earth. The Diamond Awards are meant to be as much as a learning tool as they are a celebration. Let this be our chapter in the instruction book. Ray Bradbury was raised in an era of Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, but before he passed, he saw men walk on the moon. He saw smartphones. He connected the world in unimaginable ways, and social causes paved the way for a new generation of dreamers. Our modern information age was already taking shape when nearly half a century ago, Bradbury penned the script for ECOP Spaceship Earth. What we need is our show makes it clear is access to accurate and relevant information. What we need is an opportunity to learn the alternative choices and options that are available. What we need is a broad public understanding of the consequences of our decisions. What we need is the confidence that's born from greater participation from others, greater understanding from others, and greater knowledge. What we need in the end is to take the correct course of action. That was my theme music, kind of went well. This call into future is our understanding and knowledge is why today's award ceremony isn't just acceptance speeches and a great breakfast. We want today to empower our region in new and promising ways. We are honored that each of the 7 award winners was able to join us in person today for a panel discussion related to their projects. So before we take a quick 5-minute break to refresh our coffee and empty our plates and stretch a little bit, let us give all of our winners today another round of applause. Who you are, what role you play in your winning project.
I am a city planner, and now I lead the conservation division for the city of Groveland. I spent 10 years with the Regional Planning Council, and our project is the Dark Sky Initiative.
Brandon Arrington, Osceola County Commission, Osceola Prospect.
Tara Pagliarini, I'm the Executive Director at Family Promise of Brevard, and we have the Firehouse Project.
Hi, I'm Rachel Allen. I'm with the Peace and Justice Institute. I'm the Executive Director, and we have the Resilience Network Project.
Good afternoon, Mary Brooks. I'm the Lead Communications Specialist for the Wekiwa Parkway on behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation.
Hi, my name is Adrian Santiago Tate. I'm the CEO of High Tide Intelligence, and our project is Smartly.
Beth Jackson, I'm the Orange County Environmental Protection Division. I'm the Environmental Program Administrator with Orange County. I oversee the Green Place Program, Water Sciences and Lake Management, and the project was the Green Place Program. Thank you.
And good morning, I'm Dr. Lance Good. I'm the Provost for the Osceola and Poinciana campuses, Valencia College, and the project is Osceola Prospect.
All right, thank you to all of our panelists. So let's get these questions rolling. The Projects and Initiatives Awards this year are unique and groundbreaking and are positively impacting communities on a local and regional scale, addressing issues such as homelessness, education resilience, conservation, and transportation. What makes projects like these so transitional for our region? Anyone can answer, feel free.
Well, certainly for decades, it was discussed the need for completing the Beltway around Central Florida. Tremendous growth in this area, the growth of the tourism industry just really emphasized that need. And what has now resulted from just years of collaboration, community engagement, and just spot on smart environmental planning, we have completed the Beltway around Central Florida. We have improved the way that people get from home to work to school to to tourist destinations, and just really made the level of convenience, the way to move goods and services. I mean, it's just really improved dramatically with the completion of the parkway, particularly the natural protections along Section 6 of the parkway.
So at the Peace and Justice Institute, our work is about transformation. And many of you all remember when we were young that after, in all of our homes, in our cars, everyone was smoking. I remember my grandmother had it was on the dashboard, right, in the little beanbag, smoking while she was driving her Cadillac, right? We don't smoke anymore, really, right? Because we can be educated and we can change. That's community transformation in a generation. So imagine if we educate people to understand that the people in our community that are struggling the most have probably been impacted by adversity, trauma, toxic stress, and it's changed the way their brain has developed. And so their response to adversity with violence or mental illness, homelessness, is kind of a natural biological effect of trauma. So imagine if we didn't punish those people, if we instead said, hey, we can help you. Number one, we can prevent trauma in family and communities. And then for those who are experiencing it and acting out in some way, we can say, hey, we can help you. We can make things different for you. We can heal and transform. So we put less people in jail because we prevent and we catch it early. We have less people in psych wards and mental health crises. And we have more young people and families feeling enfranchised, included, belonging in community. So that's the transformation. It's really like a paradigm shift of how we think about how we treat each other. That's the big work we're doing at PJI. And it can feel pie in the sky. It can feel like, can we really do this? But I always go back to that smoking example, because we would be in a smoky room right now if it were 30, 40 years ago, right? And we're not. So things can change, and that's the work we're doing. We're really excited about it.
Thank you. Thank you. Real quick, Osceola Prosper isn't just a program on itself. It's kind of an ecosystem and a way we've looked at economic development in Osceola County. And about 12 years ago, we shifted our focus to try and invest in infrastructure and education. We believe that if we can build the infrastructure to make business sustainable and operable, that we can also upskill our own workforce, invest in our own people. We feel that's our best asset in Osceola County is our citizens. And if we can educate and uplift them in order to create a better ecosystem, we've already seen the results. We've already seen the results at Neo City, where over the last 6 to 8 months, Osceola County and Neo City has been awarded almost $500 million to advance nanotechnology research and development here in Central Florida. And we are training our kids to go fill those jobs. Coming out of technical training schools and other programs making $75,000 a year. And that's huge, because the average median income in Osceola County is probably around $42,000 a year. So if we can lift our average median income, and once again, I was just talking to a young man outside, it's really about not trying to create jobs, but actually careers. If we can upskill you to have a career, plumbers can be millionaires, electricians can too. And if we can create those technical skills, training opportunities, fill the gaps in our workforce, we can uplift our kids and raise our economy at the same time. And that's what we're trying to do. Thank you.
And as an education institution, we're proud to partner with the Osceola County Commissions to ensure that we are, positioned to provide the educational opportunity for our residents to pursue education beyond high school. As Commissioner Erickson mentioned, when you think about advancements in technology, that creates a greater need for jobs, skills, and training that requires learning beyond a high school education. So this partnership is transformational. When you think about what the national narrative is saying in terms of the need for jobs beyond high school in 2030, 2031, what resonated with me was that's when my 9-year-old daughter becomes a 9th grader. You're thinking about 75% of her jobs across the nation will require education beyond high school. So programs like our initiatives like Osceola Prosper creates these opportunities, investing in our residents to ensure that they explore these educational opportunities that might not be afforded to them if we hadn't had Prosper. So think about what this means to many more of our residents and what it means for their future, their families, for generational poverty, for home insecurity, food insecurity, and all the challenges they're experiencing here in our community.
Excellent. Anyone, go ahead.
I think from a flood resilience standpoint, the transformation that we want to see is a change in how we think about how we manage our flood risk. So we know from our risk assessments of the region with the Planning Council that there are 55,000 households that are at risk of being displaced by a 100-year flood in the region. That's every year. And what's typically happened, or traditionally happened, is that government agencies try to, control floodwaters. They try to keep water out. And with sea level rise and more extreme rainfall events, it's going to get more and more challenging to prevent flooding from happening entirely. Which means, if you put yourself in the shoes of a homeowner, what can you do as a homeowner to protect your home and your family? And part of what we're trying to accomplish with ARCLY is to empower homeowners to go beyond understanding a minor floods or not, to have a more nuanced understanding of their flood risk that is intuitive, and for them to understand what are the solutions that are available to them, so they can take action to protect their home and not rely on external parties to do that for them.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with the Green Place program, we're not only transforming the landscape, but we're also transforming our economic viability, our societal needs, because when people have an opportunity to go out and experience nature, it's proven to help their health, their stress levels, adult and childhood obesity, and it's making us a more resilient community so that we can withstand those economic, ecological events, so that we're just a more resilient community.
Thank you.
The success of our projects really hinges on the spread of this awareness across the region about light pollution. We can take all the measures in Groveland that we have in place through our policies to roll back our lighting and to educate our residents and community members, and build support with our businesses and utility providers, which we've done. But it really depends on other communities in Lake County and across Central Florida adopting some of the similar measures that we have. So we're actually working with a number of other adjacent cities and counties to really try to have a transformative effect across the whole region.
Thank you.
For the Firehouse project, coming into the pandemic, we, for 7 years, had just made an incredible impact on helping families stabilize in housing. But ethically, when the pandemic hit, we just, not only our organization, but none of the organizations could manage what we were experiencing for families that were calling fear of losing their housing or had already lost housing. We didn't have the resources to respond. It just ethically, we knew we had to do differently. And so the way that we were working was working, but it wasn't working anymore. We took that moment to say, if we changed how we worked and we invited others to work differently alongside us, not only would we transform we would put power back to the people of the lives we were trying to improve and give power to that community. We would also empower the community leadership around us to do differently and come alongside us. And it was really brave, I think, for those that did that, because it was just talking about just coming along and working in a very different way, in a very different setting, and just believing that if we changed how we operated, we could transform the outcomes for thousands of families within the community, and that we could be a model not only for within the city of Cocoa, but for other municipalities as well.
Excellent, thank you. And also, audience, if you have a question or any type of comment, you can raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you as well. And it's a perfect transition to our next question. Family Promise of Brevard defines their role in the Firehouse Project as a community quarterback. Any project successes depend on your team and the ongoing partnerships. Can you describe how partners have helped to drive the success of the project, of what you see for the future? That's for everyone.
So the Wakanda Parkway is a result of tremendous partnerships and just a shining example of regional collaboration here in Central Florida. The Florida Department of Transportation, District 5, Central Florida Expressway Authority, the two agencies that primarily developed and built it in collaboration with Florida's Turnpike Enterprise, but also in collaboration with Lake County, Seminole County, Orange County, the various cities, Mount Dora, Sanford, Apopka, et cetera. So many governmental entities, in addition to the state and national environmental agencies, played a role in developing the vision for this project that enhanced mobility. It finished our beltway, but it did it in a way that helped to protect the natural resources surrounding the Wekiwa River, which is a National Wild and Scenic River, a Florida Outstanding Waterway. It's the spine for the Wekiwa River Basin, which is home to dozens of rare and threatened species and more than 25 springs that connect to the Florida aquifer. So prior to the project, there was tremendous concern about how do we finish the Beltway, how do we enhance mobility and address the growth in this area without doing damage to that incredible gem that is the Wekiwa River Basin. And the basin itself is really just a foothold for an even larger environmental habitat area, the Wekiwa-Calla Greenway. So there was tremendous concern, but through the partnerships, through the collaboration and the community engagement with dozens of governor-appointed task forces and citizen-led working groups, et.cetera., we were able to develop a slate of recommendations that eventually became the Wekiwa Parkland Protection Act, which said we will, for the first time in Florida's history, purchase land, 3,400 acres, as part of preserving the area around the Wekiwa Parkway. We will build 1.5 miles of wildlife crossing bridges to replace 2 small wildlife tunnels. All of these, we will largely elevate the parkway to try and allow, reduce those collisions between vehicles and wildlife. So many different things like that came out of that collaboration with the environmental community, with those governor-appointed task forces, and so many of our government partners and state agencies.
I just want to say something about, I want to point out Jennifer Rupert, who's here with the regional resilience work, is that what I learned working with Jennifer and her team of leaders like this is that there are so many good people doing good work. So many. And so these projects are just an outcome of that, the good people doing the good work. And I think living in a world where we're given so much messaging that it's really not going well, today is a day of hope to recognize that so many of us have the vision for a better world for all of us. And so the Regional Resilience Collaborative kind of set PJI on this pathway under the leadership of Jennifer Rupert. And for us, we work with the state attorney in the Ninth Circuit, we work with the public defender, we work with the sheriff's office, the police, the education, Seminole County School District, Orange. I mean, the partnerships, there are too many to list. And to change the trajectory or to continue in a positive way together, it will take all of us. So I imagine that partnership has been critical to the success of every one of us. And I just want to, again, affirm how many smart, good people there are sitting in this room and in this region that are moving us toward a better future.
So coming into the firehouse, it was clear that we needed to take a very strong multi-sector approach. As a nonprofit agency, a lot of nonprofits often get together through our coalition, our continuum of care, and we're working together on the issue. For us, it's around homelessness, but we're not solving it. We're doing a lot of incredible work, but we weren't solving it. And so we needed to take a very strong multi-sector approach. And the Firehouse Project, to get it completed, it required our government sector, our philanthropy sector, our business sector, our faith-based sector, all of them to come together. And so many of those sectors are wondering, how can I help or how can I be a part of this? And I wish you could have seen the Firehouse Project where people would show up and say, I've got sod, I've got fencing, I've got furnishings. Hey, I'll do this at cost for you. I have paint. Hey, I'll trim your trees, I'll do it. And it just became a very grassroots way of just people coming up and not doing a barn raising, but it felt a lot like that, where people just, hey, I have this skill or this asset, and us being able to leverage it on the project. And then internally, the relationships, poverty is a wicked problem. And no one agency can solve it alone. If someone's having housing instability, they're having health instability, they're having challenges with childcare and career, education, all of the things that we've talked about, because people aren't earning enough to afford housing, and that's why they're spending 50 to 80% of their income on housing costs. So bringing partners into the building from the different sectors, from Brevard Health Alliance, Career Source Brevard, Early Learning Coalition, Eastern Florida State College, the EDC, bringing in our public schools, and just coming together with a very holistic, collective, collaborative approach has been life-changing for the families. It's a one-stop place where families can have all of their needs met without, they're across the hall instead of across the county. And it just has been incredible. I equate it to superhero, like if you're a Marvel, if you follow Marvel superheroes, like if we are Spider-Man, we can't, attack and defeat Thanos without Iron Man or without, Black Widow or without the other. And so I see the community as all of these superheroes that are part of this collective whole, that we're attacking it together with each unique strengths that we bring to the table.
Okay, one more.
Partnerships have been critical to this initiative, as you mentioned, probably all of ours. I teach at Rollins College and have for more than 15 years, and I had students interested in the Dark Sky Initiative right around the time I started in Groveland 5 years ago, when a number of community members were already, as I mentioned, taking action. And so we married up the students with the community members and created a Dark Sky Central Florida chapter, a nonprofit that could kind of work alongside the city in our efforts, and that gave us the ability to do more community outreach across the region, table events. And we had our utility providers come on board and help from the beginning. So Duke Energy has been a big part of our initiative. We have a local family-owned Tools Ace Hardware that's carrying Dark Sky fixtures. We are working with our county government. Cherry Lake Tree Farm's hosting our Star Party every year. They're one of our biggest employers in the city. A lot of different smaller trades gave to the initiative, like Stephen Miller Photography. Stephen Miller's a delegate for Dark Sky International. To connecting with that organization, Mr. Marty Brocker's also a delegate for our region, or the two. That's been instrumental. We've also worked with like the Astronomical Society, Central Florida Astronomical Society, and the Imperial Polk Astronomical Society, and the Mueller Planetarium at Central State College. So a number of different partners. I could list another dozen, but I'll stop there. But you sense that we kind of hit a lot of different areas of interest across the region. Thanks.
All right, we'll hear from Tate, and then we'll head to our next question.
Thanks. So I had a friend that recently graduated from a master's in sustainability, and he told me that if he was to summarize everything he learned in one sentence, it's that sustainability is connection. It's about connecting different stakeholders. So that's what I like to think our role is in a data-driven sense with Arcly, is to put the data out there and make it possible to connect different stakeholders. So we've learned a lot from our partners in government. Like I said, government plays an extremely important role in managing flooding, from building code officials to floodplain management, emergency management, planners, public works. All of these departments touch flooding in some way. And we've learned from their systems and how they approach this problem, and then also how homeowners think about it and how they understand this, and then also what's available in the private sector in terms of solutions. So, thank you.
In an effort to make sure that we're timely, I'm gonna move down to this question, which I think is
what the median income is, what property values look like. Am I able to shift my commute by being able to bring in higher paying jobs? So am I able to shift that travel pattern as well? To me, it's limitless on the data points we're able to look at when we're talking about education, employment, and moving the needle for good, hardworking people.
So with the Wakaiba Parkway, one of the things we're already seeing is reducing congestion on local roads by having that option of taking an elevated expressway. That also translates to reducing the number of collisions on local roads, state roads in the Wakaiba Basin area with wildlife. So those are a couple of key data points that we certainly will be looking at. And I think we're already starting to see some improvements in those areas. The other is simply the amount of traffic we're getting on the parkway already. More than 24,000 vehicles since January, in January, when we opened the last section. We anticipate those numbers are going to grow dramatically. And then that translates into, increases in commercial traffic, et cetera, and things of being able to help the economy as well.
We started a citizen scientist, we call it Sky Brightness Monitoring Program, and we distributed what are called sky quality meters across the city of Groveland, geographically distributed in different areas of the city. And we let residents measure the night sky over a period of a couple of years and put in data points. So that gave us some really good baseline data. In the future, we'll install permanent SQMs that will go to the cloud, so we won't have to rely on our citizenry or the data, but it really gave us a good starting point. And then we're also able to measure the success of the initiative by the lighting we install. We have a policy to retrofit all city-owned lighting within 5 years, with 3.5 years left, so that's very measurable. And after a 10-year amortization period is up, all residents and businesses will be retrofitting their lighting, so we'll be able to measure that as well along the way.
For us, I think beyond the college going rate, we look at who we're serving, and I can't say more without acknowledging our director, Prosper, Nelson Supelva, that was in the audience with us today, who works tirelessly with his team to really examine how we're serving our students. So to date, we've served over 5,000 students at Valencia College, but most importantly, the additional data points we look at when we think about how the pandemic has affected how we offer our programs and courses to our students is how are they experiencing the courses online, on-site? What kind of program offerings are they aware of? And most importantly, in not just serving 5,000 students to date, as we continue to serve our students and our residents in Osceola County, what kind of jobs are they being employed in when they complete a credential, certificate, a program, so that the promise of earnings that lead to economic and social mobility is important. So we want to look at that labor market statistics, not just at Valencia, but beyond. And how are they working the jobs that we're creating in Osceola County that's transforming their lives and the lives of their families and generations to come.
So we use a lot of data when we evaluate the parcels that we're going to preserve. And it's a very data-driven process because it's important to us to make sure that our process is consistent and replicable so that people can understand why we selected the parcels that we are to try to preserve. And I'm just going to share an anecdote because really the proof is in the pudding. When you preserve a piece of property, most of the time they're not in a real pristine condition. So in 2002, we bought a property that we called the Crosby Island Marsh. And I remember bringing our colleagues from the state and going, what can we do with this property? How can we restore it? Because it had been highly impacted by the tornadoes in the late 1990s. And there was no ground cover because it had been cleared very early in the 1900s. So they said, it's not worth it, But with the consistent application of prescribed fire, and, invasive species, what we've noticed over time is the natural habitat is coming back. And there's nothing more gratifying. You have to have a long-term vision. We're never going to see what it will become. We just know that we're preserving it for the future.
Thank you. And at this time, is there any audience questions or any comments from the audience? Do the Phil Donahue thing.
Ricardo Soto Lopez, Disaster Recovery Coordinator, Second Florida Regional Planning Council. Question is for the for the firehouse. How do you keep the lights on?
We have a very strong partnership with FPL. It's true, we actually have a good relationship with FPL, but I'm not gonna lie, it took 10 years of cultivating relationships coming into this project. We just turned 10. We started the project in year 7. We have been very strongly building up sustainable long-term relationships that will keep the lights on, that have a shared vision that every family deserves a home, a livelihood, and a chance to build a stronger future. And with that vision and bringing alongside us what we call like the neighborhood, we're kind of creating a virtual neighborhood around the firehouse. We're able to meet our budget, and for the firehouse project, it's a completely paid for project through the community, through leveraging grants, and the building donation itself is tremendous, so we're not paying rent. It helps us keep money going to services and to running the firehouse itself. We do have collaborations with the partners that are on site that believe in the project, so they have skin in the game as well. We also have the ability to rent out or kind of have people come in and use the spaces, and that helps to generate some revenue as well. Our budget's about $1.7 million.
Anyone else? Yes.
David Bottomley, Orlando, Florida. I have lived in Orange County for over 50 years. It's a fact that street lighting will help safety, but too much street lighting is bad for avians, bird population and migration. There is I'm thinking a newly science out there called smart street lighting. So how long is that coming on? That's the question for Grove, sorry, I can't remember his name, and FDOT as well, on installing smart street lighting. In other words, they may dim down when there's nobody there, or when there's traffic there, they'll brighten up and stuff like that. So that's what I mean by smart street lighting. Is that science still evolving, and what about its implementation?
Thank you, David. Yes, so I can only speak from Groveland's perspective, but when we started this initiative about 4 years ago, working with our utility provider, Duke Energy, they could not provide anything other than a 4,000 Kelvin watt color temperature fixture for street lighting. And we worked tirelessly to get them down to 3,000. If you think about old high-pressure sodium street lights that we all grew up on, those are 2,200 Kelvin. So what we're doing today, we're really trying to dial back to something more appropriate like that. We have now gotten Duke to do 2,700 Kelvin fixtures. And they first did, the first neighborhood in the state was in Groveland. They said, we're not doing any more, there's not enough variation. And then they changed course, partly because of our initiative, and now they're doing all 2,700 Kelvin neighborhoods in Groveland. So we worked with our public safety officials too. That's a really important piece of this. The right lighting actually enhances public safety. We have not gotten to the point to where it's cost feasible to do the dimmers like you're talking about, but we do have that in our policies in Groveland. So we encourage it at this point because the technology is just not there. It takes time for the new technologies to become cost effective to use on large projects across the city. But we are seeing the technology change, and we're moving in the right direction.
This will be our last comment.
So for the Florida Department of Transportation and Central Florida Expressway Authority, safety is a top priority. In the Wekiva River Basin, which also includes the Wekiva River Protection Area, there is a dark sky initiative. So the department and agencies have to be very conscious of that. So we lit interchanges, we lit bridge approaches, underneath bridges, etc. But other than that, we are maintaining that dark sky initiative. Certainly as new technologies come out, the agencies, review those, evaluate them for potential implementation, but that's something that would be in the works at this point.
Thank you. Let's give it up to our panelists, please.